What's going on, guys? Today I want to discuss something that's a little bit more left field, maybe more academic. I want to discuss storyline in video games and whether or not it's important for the protagonist to have vocal dialogue. I'll cut to the chase. I was listening to a podcast on IGN the other day, and someone was making the point that Link really should have spoken dialogue at this point, and that Nintendo is just holding to some, dogmatic tradition as to why they are not giving him dialogue. I think that's a little bit of a misnomer. I think it's a bit of a misconception. If you look, and I know I sound like a Nintendo fanboy at this point, I'm sorry. I like Nintendo a lot, what can I say? And I'm going to defend them for a second. I think if you look at video games as a medium, you look at music, you look at literature, you look at film, all of those are limited, have limited ways of kind of expressing emotion and feelings and things that you get immersed by. Video games, in 2011 are by far the most advanced medium we have at all. At all. Like if you look at what a game has music, a game has story, it has camera angles, set design. If you added taste and smell, you have an environment, you have an actual world. Depending on whether or not the game, is supposed to be a world or whatever. But I think the point is, all of these techniques that people use and the composers use in all these different mediums, if you put them all in the one place, like a video game, there is so much you can do to kind of convey story that doesn't involve dialogue whatsoever. I think dialogue in video games can be really blunt. If the character's there just saying what you're supposed to feel, what do you get out of that? Why would you benefit from Link telling the audience that he's angry, or that, he doesn't like that Zelda's been captured? That doesn't make any sense at all. If the story's done right, you already feel that. You already know what Link's feeling, what he wants to say. The only things that Link could possibly really say are trivial exchanges with characters, where he's pretty much just saying, yep, cool, I'll take on that quest, that's awesome, let's go. It doesn't seem like something that Link really needs to have. And I think that's Nintendo's design. That's not just because they want to work around the fact that dialogue is needed and they have been caught in this tradition for so long. You look at a game like Half-Life, there's no dialogue in that game. You look at a game like even a recent one, something like Skyrim. Does Dovahkiin say anything in Skyrim? Not often, It's just you walking up to them and hearing dialogue. And people might make the argument that it'd be better if he did say things, but I think it comes down to the developer. I think games are such a wide medium at this point that there's nothing you really need anymore to say. There's nothing you can do to say that games should be this way or that way. I think there are games, look at Mass Effect 3 or Mass Effect 2, if you want something that's actually released yet. That game particularly needs a dialogue because that's what it's developed around. There's this whole dialogue wheel and this whole experience that's crafted on text. But you look at a game like Shadow of the Colossus, there's no dialogue whatsoever, and you don't need it because the environment is the story, is the dialogue, is the immersion, the camera angles, the sweeping camera angles, and the dim kind of setting says it all. You don't need dialogue in that. Why? Why would you? So I think, what this says about games in general and the industry as, on the whole, I think we're at a place where we really need to mature up. I think if we're going to discuss games and compare them to films, we should at least treat them as their own medium and not as films and not as literature. They are their own medium. I think that we're in a place where it's very commercially run, and the integrity of a video game, you only really see it come out of indie titles, where games are really pushed to their creative kind of potential. Like you'll always have FPSs and you'll always have your third-person adventure, but we're at a place where someone needs to, or the people that are really making strides in game design and game just kind of, what's the word, composition in general, are the indie developers. And I think rarely do you ever see, especially because they have such low budgets, dialogue is really, having spoken dialogue, especially in downloadable titles, you don't have enough space on the download to actually fit all that dialogue. A game like MMORPGs, like Star Wars: The Old Republic, would have hundreds of hours of dialogue that you would just never hear. And there's just no way. There's no way you could fit it on a disc or on a download. You would have to put it on a disc. So I think dialogue is something that it's almost archaic, especially for video games. That is, it's something that it's there. It's not going away, but I don't think it's anything that we need to work towards anymore. I don't think Link should be talking. I think his grunts and general gestures are pretty much all he needs to say everything he wants. And especially because I'm the one playing Link and I'm the one feeling the things that he's feeling. And I'm the one who wants to save Zelda, with him. It's not, I don't need to be told that I'm feeling sad that Zelda's gone. I'm feeling that already. I think we're at a stage now where games are matured enough to the point where we don't need crude things. We don't need crude things like dialogue. We can have them, but we don't need them to kind of make an experience a 10 out of 10, which, funnily enough, IGN gave the game a 10 out of 10. So that kind of proves it, doesn't it? Let me know what you think. I want to know, do you think that dialogue is important, is requisite in a video game? Do we need it? Otherwise, don't we? Up to you. Let me know what you think about the industry. Whatever you like, make a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you want. Thumbs up would be nice. I like those. And subscribe. Tell your friends. Thanks very much, guys. See you later.